Hello guys. Yes, this is Unit 6 website development. This is part 2 video. Please give a like, a subscribe, and stay tuned. So for P1 or PAS 1, however you want to say it, we have to compare the principles of web design using two websites, including their suitability for the intended audience and the intended purpose. Now, to most of you guys, this means absolutely nothing. So what I am going to do, I'm going to break down all the sections that you need, that I think you need to get P1 fully flushed out, fully finished. I will also show you how I think it should be styled. So we're going to be using styles and formatting. It's just a really nice looking professional way to do your documents. And from now on and from here till you get to uni and even afterwards, this is going to be a requirement. So I might as well show people how to do it. So first, we're going to create a Word document. Ideally, I like Google Drive or OneDrive. I prefer Google Drive more, but most schools use Office 365, so you guys get OneDrive storage for free. Using cloud saves your work automatically, so let me go ahead and demonstrate that. So here I am in my Part A research folder, right? I'm going to quickly show you guys how you should ideally set up your OneDrive or Google Drive folders for your coursework. Very, very simple. I would create multiple folders. For example, I will go to New, go to Folder, and let's say this were Unit 1. I have a Unit 1 folder for all my Unit 1 stuff. I'll go back to New again, go to Folder, same thing for Unit 2, so on and so forth. Now we're up to Unit 6, and in my Unit 6 folder, what I've done is I've gone ahead and created 3 different folders: Part A Research, Part B Design, and Part C Implement. This should be probably Implementation, right? So I'm going to go into my Part A Research, and to create a blank document, go to New. From the drop-down list, select Document. And when this comes up, it's simply asking if you want to create it from a template or for a standard document. I just choose yes for standard document. Now, this is something you don't have to do, but I prefer to have my layout. So I go to Layout, I go to Margins, and have my margins as narrow. So that way, if I have to print anything, it doesn't waste paper, and I can put more stuff on a single page as well. Always a good thing. Now, some assignments when you get to university, they will tell you exactly the margin sizes you need to have, but until then, you do what you want. The next thing is quickly show you how to rename your document. Here it says Word document saved. Simply click on that, and I'm going to call this Part A. Part A Research, for example, right? Leave it at that. Now, quickly, the best thing about doing online, about doing cloud storage, cloud computing is this. Keep an eye on where it says saved here in the top left hand corner where I just renamed it. I'm typing, and as you can see, whilst I'm typing, whatever I'm typing, it says saving the entire time. Now I'm going to stop typing, and please keep an eye on here still. Saved straight away. So maybe it took a second or two, right? But whatever I do in this document, as soon as I stop doing it, it saves that information, or saves that data. So there is no time at all that I will ever lose all my work unless something catastrophic happens to Microsoft, right? So this is why I recommend most people use cloud for their coursework. And the benefits, again, you can continue working from the same coursework at school. Whilst on the way home on the train or the bus, you can take your phone out and open Word or open OneDrive and continue working on that same coursework again without having to download anything extra. And when you get home and you log into your laptop, your PC, whatever the case is, you can continue working again. And it's all seamless. It's the same document. When you're ready to submit your coursework to your teacher or for someone to check it, you simply click share and put the person's email in, and that's it. You're done. So next thing I'm going to show you guys is how to do styles and formatting. So the first thing you should probably have in this document. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about the front page of the document, but we should have P1 somewhere in here because this is the thing we're working on now. Let me just go to my PowerPoint and copy out what P1 needs us to do. Let me copy this into my document here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight my text. I'm going to go to Home. I'm going to go over to where it says Style, so that A with the pen or pencil next to it, I think, or paintbrush. Click on that and go down to where it says Heading 1. That gives it a Heading 1, right? I'm going to do something quickly before I explain. On the heading one, I guess the first thing we should probably have is website choice or website choices, two websites, right? I'm going to highlight this again. I'm going to go to styles here, and I'm going to go to heading 2, right? That's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to go to view, navigation, and as you can see, there's this cascading type thing on the left-hand side. So this is how most professional people do documents. Because what happens when someone is reading this, let's say you had, like when you get to uni, you probably have essays or coursework that's of 10, 20, 30,000 words, right? Ideally, you're going to want to have this so that when you give it to someone to read it, they can simply click into the section they want. If this had 100 pages and I wanted to find one single section called website choices, I simply find it on here, click on it, and it takes me directly there. Beyond that, when I go to do my content page, right, I have to click on two things and my content page is automatically inserted with all my page numbers, all the headings, everything done perfectly for me, all right? So this is good practice to have or to continue doing, I guess, because it allows you to, as I've said, easily give it to someone and also easily find stuff yourself. My two websites that I'm going to choose are Amazon and eBay. If you're choosing anything else, remember they have to be similar websites. As I've said before, Tesco, Sainsbury's. If you're choosing JD Sports, maybe you choose, I don't know, TK Maxx or something like that. They sell trainers as well, I guess. If you're choosing Amazon Prime, choose Hulu Plus. Any one of those streaming platforms. Just make sure the websites that you do choose are relatively similar. So I'm going to say the two websites I am choosing, I guess, are Amazon and eBay. And now I'm going to be a bit extra here and I'm going to put a screenshot for both of my websites. Just so, because this is a report, give someone something visually pleasing to read, just grab two screenshots, right? Well, before I do that, I'm going to put, let's say, Amazon details. I can't spell today. Amazon details and let's say eBay details as well. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my website, well, my website here, amazon.co.uk, and I'm just going to grab a quick screenshot of the Amazon webpage. Let me do this. Right, this is what Amazon looks like currently on my desktop, right? Maybe I don't need that stuff there at the top, but regardless, I'm just going to quickly screenshot this. So a couple ways we can do this. Windows key, press and hold it, then press Shift and also press S for Sierra. It brings up this screenshot tool thing here, and you can simply drag it all the way across the screen and it will screenshot the entire thing. I'm not going to do it that way for this one because I want to capture the entire window. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to press on my keyboard print screen or Alt GR and print screen. I'm going to go back to my document, which is this one here. I'm simply going to paste this screenshot underneath here. There we go. That's the Amazon screenshot from my desktop. Amazon desktop screenshot, right? I said desktop because I actually want to do a mobile one as well. And just to show you guys how amazing cloud is, Amazon mobile screenshot. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the screenshot from my phone. I'm going to upload it whilst you guys are watching the video here. So let me go to amazon.co.uk on my mobile. What I've gone ahead and done, I've taken the screenshots on my mobile phone, emailed them or uploaded them to OneDrive, and now I have them in my document. So I'm just going to put the Amazon one beside the Amazon one here. And again, having the screenshot is not a necessity, but it is nice to see students doing their work and doing it in such a detailed manner, right? So let me just get rid of some of this. I might as well shrink this down to match the height of the other one. Okay. Okay, my internet's not the best, so it's going to be loading for a while. Okay, here we go. So I have my Amazon desktop screenshot. We can just call this Amazon screenshots, right? Call this heading 3 maybe. Website choices Amazon. Call that heading 3 and call this heading 4. See, again, that cascading thing. So under Amazon, I'm going to have Amazon screenshots and maybe Amazon websites, right? Amazon details. And under eBay, I'm going to go back to calling this heading 2, I believe. No, heading 3 for eBay. And under eBay details or eBay screenshots, I believe this is heading 4. And under heading 4, I'm going to have the normal screenshot for eBay for mobile, and I'm going to do a desktop one as well. So let me go back to this and let me go to eBay. I'm going to do my desktop screenshot for this as well. Decline all for that. And let's just do that. Go back to my document and I'm going to paste this one here. That might take a while. Slow internet again. But this is just me showing you how to lay out your document in a logical, sensible, decent looking fashion so that when your teacher gets it, it's very easy for your teacher to find exactly what they want. And when the teacher eventually sends it off to the examiner, it's very easy for them to find what they want. Because the last thing you want is for someone scrolling around your document looking for something. Anyway, when that decides to load up, here I am with my screenshots in my document. Now that one isn't working great, but yours should be fine. Don't know what's going on with my PC. I'm going to go back to view, navigation, and as you can see, I've put my sections under here. Now the next thing that would make sense for you to do is to simply introduce these two websites. Now you've already started doing that here. Well, I already started doing that here. Let me zoom in. So I could continue doing that. So Amazon website link for the UK is, and I've stated the link. A good question to then ask is, what does your website do? For example, Amazon allows people to buy goods. It's an e-commerce website. So what kind of website is it, right? So what kind of website is it? That's a question that you need to answer for yours. I'm going to highlight this, go back to home and change from styles and just do normal. This can just be normal text. What kind of website is it? What do they allow you, the user, to do? So Amazon is an e-commerce website, which is, well, it's an international e-commerce website, which allows people to buy and sell goods online. That's it. That's a decent introduction because we're going to go into so much more detail later on that we don't need to do that much detail here. And eBay, you can, well, in my case, I can write exactly the same thing for eBay. So I'm just going to copy this question again. I'm not going to answer this question in the document because your websites are going to be different from mine. What kind of website is it and what do they allow you, the user, to do? Buy and sell things. On eBay, maybe add a bit more, you're allowed to actually bid for things as well, whereas Amazon is purely buy it now. Now, let me say there is no right or wrong way to lay out your document. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Whatever comes to mind, I'll just add it in because it seems like a logical thing. If you want to have your screenshots, for example, side by side in a table. So let's just say, let me break my document for a bit. Let's say I did insert table and I did 2 tables, right? I could have my Amazon screenshot on the left here. Let me just copy that in to show you what it will look like. And I could also have my eBay screenshot on the right here. Okay, that's a bit messy, but let's see what that looks like. I could do something along this line and then I could add my content underneath. That's perfectly fine. The main thing is getting all the content that's needed. It doesn't matter how it's laid out. Once it's laid out in a logical way, that's fine. Let me get rid of this. So the next thing that makes sense is for you to say what, again, we're going to expand on what kind of website it is. So this is still introduction. So what I'm going to do is go down, I'm going to minimize these 2 sections here, website choices, and I'm going to create a new heading. Now you don't have to click on those things to get rid of it. I just like doing that. And I'm going to say purpose of website. And again, I'm going to make this one heading 2 because heading 1 was P1, the main heading for P1. Heading 2 was website choices, so the 2 websites you chose, the links to those websites. Heading 2 again is going to be the purpose of the website, right? If you highlight, again, highlight, you go to styles on the home page, you go to styles and choose heading 2. There is a shortcut as well, which I just used. So let's just say it was the normal text. The shortcut to do that is Control, so CTRL, Alt, ALT on the keyboard, and press the number 2 at the top. And as you can see, it does me heading 2 straight away. So when I say the purpose of the website, what do I mean? I mean, is it any one of these things here or more than these things here? So is it content based? Is it using Web 2.0 technologies? Are they offering products and or services on the website. I mean, Amazon is products. They might do a few services as well. I know eBay is products and services because you can hire people to do stuff on eBay. So under Amazon or under your first website, you're going to simply give, I would say, half a paragraph, about 3 or 4 lines, stating again what Amazon is. So this is why I said to you before, where you have website choices, you could have done this under there as well. It really doesn't matter where you do this. Just make sure you have this somewhere in your document, right? So Amazon is a content-based website using Web 2.0 technologies. And again, Web 2.0 technology, you should have a sentence briefly describing what that is. In the second stage of development of the internet, characterized especially by the change from static web pages to dynamic or user-generated content and the growth of social media. Doesn't mean much to you right now, but please go ahead and do some research into what is Web 2.0 and give a sentence here about that, right? So Amazon simply does products. It doesn't do services as far as I'm aware. So Amazon sells products and it allows you, the user, you, the normal person, to sell products to other people as well. So you can buy and sell your products on there. Okay. So that's the purpose of the website. That's the general purpose of Amazon. Yours again, what can I say? Footlocker, right? Again, Footlocker is a content-based website, having images and videos on the website, marketing and allowing people to buy. I don't think you're allowed to sell on those websites, allowing people to buy clothing items, trainers, hoodies, jeans, so on and so forth, right? They do not do any services. They are purely a product-based website. Another thing you can actually do, which is going to seem really weird, well, might seem obvious to some of you, Google what the purpose of your website is. Even though in your head you might think, oh, Amazon obviously sells stuff and you can buy stuff as well. But Amazon is going to have a better answer about Amazon than you ever will. So, for example, about Amazon webpage, and it tells you exactly who we are, why we're here, why we do what we do. You can, in some cases, simply paraphrase this and then you reference the Amazon website. So this is a perfect introduction for me to show you what general referencing would look like. It doesn't have to be this way. Speak to your teacher and ask them what is best for you to do, right? So let me go back to my document. I'm going to create another page. So let me just go all the way down and make sure another page has been created. And here I'm going to call, well, label it references. Label this maybe heading 2 as well. And under heading 2, I'm going to just put Amazon About Us. So this is the Amazon About Us, right? I'm just going to title Amazon About Us, reference link, and I'm going to paste the link here. Date access. This is typically on some references not entirely necessary, but again, this is just my quick way of doing references. I'm going to right click here and copy this. I'm going to go back to my document here and I'm simply going to paste the link. And that's it. The date access was today's date. Today is the 15th of the 5th, 2022. Again, this is not 100% necessary to do it this way. The other way I've told students to do it before is Amazon. Let me just copy this. Let me be lazy. Amazon About Us. Copy that. This is the same reference, just done in a different way. And let me copy this link again. And rather than having all of this information, you could just have one single link. You highlight this and you press Control and K. Let me just type that on the CTRL plus K. You highlight it and you press Control and K on your keyboard. This, I guess, window is going to come up and you simply paste the website link or the website address here. And to paste is Control and V for Victor. It goes there, you click Insert, and that's it. Now you have an hyperlink text. So when this is going to remain blue or whatever color you decide it should be. When someone rolls over this, it's going to ask them if they want to go to that website. If they press Control, that hand comes up. If it's a PDF, when you submit this as a PDF, they simply have to move their mouse over it and it will allow them to go to that website. So this is another way. So I'll leave both of them there for the first one, just so you guys can see and maybe choose the one that you prefer. I prefer this one because it looks a bit more professional. This is just a random group of text and maybe people might not know, but this is very obvious what this is. Now, the next thing I'm going to look at, we've done purpose of the website. I've shown you roughly how what that would look like and how to get that information. So again, quickly, simply Google the name of your website. So let's say, what is the purpose of JD Sports? What is the purpose of JD Sports, right? And look, it tells you exactly what it's supposed to be. So grab that information, always paraphrase it, or if you're going to copy it, that's okay for maybe something that has like 2 sentences, and you have to reference it. And I've shown you guys how to reference. So what is next? Next, I would probably say the target audience. That's another one that's good. Target, AUDINCE, target audience. Again, this should be heading TARGET. Target audience should be heading 2 or 3, I believe. Let's try 3 and see if that's the right one. So this is heading 2, and under this, what do we mean when we say target audience? Again, I'm going to give some pointers, but if you're not sure, or if you want to find your own, what does target audience mean? Now, you guys need to be able to learn to find information yourself. So I might just give a heading, target audience. What does that mean? How do I write about target audience? These websites will give you all the information you need on what you need to find. Now, we know that target audience generally means a specific group of people. So I have some pointers here, which I copied from another document. So is this website mainly going to be used for social networking, for people who are seeking things, for gamers, people who want to buy things? What are the general ages of people that use this website? Maybe the gender that uses this website most? I would say for Amazon, it might be obviously males and females will use it, but let's say young men between the ages of like say 20 and 40, because they're probably the group that shop online the most for general gadgets and tech and stuff like that. So that's what you mean when you say target audience. So you have a paragraph here speaking about each of these points if they match up. If I chose a website like, let's say, IGN is for gamers, right? Let me go to the IGN website quickly. It's not only for gamers, but let's say I chose another gaming website. So I think Kotaku does games as well. Yep. So let's say these were my 2 websites and I was speaking about a target audience. Then what I could do, I don't actually know the target audience of people who use either of these websites. I can find out, I can research, I can go onto some section of this website and maybe find out. Or what I could do is do a general search. So target audience of gamers, right? Here we go. And this is going to give me some general information. It's not directly related to those. I think it was on the first page actually. Not directly related to those 2 websites, but just in general, who would be using websites about gaming? Maybe the people who are gaming, right? So here we have some information on general people who game. And again, these are the people that might use that website. That's how I would start breaking this down. So again, target audience is another one. I'm going to paste in all the other headings in the next section of this video and just simply speak about what might need to be in each section. This is going to be my last section for P1, but let me go again. The items or the pointers copied into this document are not my own. I will try to find where this information come from and share it, but let's just keep going. So target audience, we already covered that. Website requirements. So what is required of your mobile phone when you think about it? It needs to make a phone call, it needs to send text message, it needs to be able to use the internet. Are those things being met? So typically for websites, they should be user friendly, they should be consistent, they should be navigational, right? So I can go onto go back to the IGN website. I can go onto the IGN. Oh, this is definitely the wrong one, not IGN website, and I can navigate, right? I can go to different sections. I can go to the review sections, the store section. I can buy stuff, right? That's what it means to be navigational, customizable. Now, I know for a fact that when I log into my IGN account, I can change the theme of the website. So I can have the dark theme, the light theme, and I can have things specific to me. So for example, I never buy stuff on websites like this. What I would do, I would probably have on my account gaming information, movie information, anime information. That's it. And is it flexible? Flexible in this regard might mean does it actually conform to your mobile phone and your desktop? So we normally have a desktop version of a website or an app, and we normally have a mobile version of the same desktop or app, right? Of the same service or app. That's all it means. So you need to go through and speak about each of these things for your given website. And if you're not sure what these mean, simply research them. What does it mean for a website to be user friendly? What does it mean for a website to be consistent? What does it mean for a website to be navigational? What does it mean for a website to be customizable? Now, some websites are more customizable than others, where, as I said, the IGN website, when I log in, I know I can change my theme and that's it. Some websites allow you to do a lot more. Next, we have the principles of website design. Here we have a massive, massive, massive list. You do not have to use this. However, if you have the ICT book, most of these will come from there. But if you wanted to have a different list, you could simply, I think I Googled it earlier. Yep, what are the principles of website design? Simply find a decent list of principles that make sense and speak about each one if you can find something on your website that is related to that. So let me go through the list I already have. So usability, how usable is the website? Is it user-friendly? Kind of links to this as well. Is it good with white spacing? Does it simply have text and images everywhere? Is it separated nicely? Let's go back to IGN. IGN seems to have too much white space in my opinion, because all of this empty gap here could have been filled with maybe some nice imagery, maybe a nicer background. I don't know. It's up to you. So you're going to speak about each of those things. Site layout. Does the site look consistent on mobile as it does on desktop? So you should probably look at on IGN website on your mobile phone and on your desktop. Does it look good? Does it look consistent? Do the same, not the exact same images, they won't show up, but do they have similar headings, for example? Next, we have accessibility. What does that mean? Do people who have impaired hearing or impaired sight still have the ability to use this website? And as I've said, once I log in, I can change the theme in a way that I can actually make my background dark, make my text contrasty. Whatever your website offers is what you should use. Another good one is if you move your mouse, let's see if this works. If you move your mouse over certain things on certain websites, you'll see some text pop up. There we go. That text is also there. It's called alternative text. That's also there to help people who maybe can't see or maybe can't hear. And the PC would relay the information to them in a way that they can understand. So if you're someone who cannot see, once you move your mouse over something or once you press tab on your keyboard, let's see if this works. As you can see, whilst I'm pressing tab, different things are being highlighted, right? This is highlighted now, then that one's highlighted, then this one's highlighted. Once these things are highlighted, the PC would read back to the person who cannot see the text that's been put in there. So that's what that means. Next, we have spacing. We kind of spoke about that. I think you can probably add white space and spacing together. Navigation, as I've said before, does the website have clear, obvious, intuitive navigation where you don't have to go and learn how to move around the website? This is quite obvious. The navigation bar is at the top, so you can speak about that. You can screenshot it and speak about that as well. Does it work? Typography, so the text on the website, is it consistent, clear, obvious that it is text? This is not obviously consistent with everything else, so this might give the impression that this is actually an image, even though the image itself has text. So typography, does it match the kind of website it is? Is it clear? Is it easy to read? Alignment is the next one. When something is well aligned, it means that it's laid out properly. These are quite well aligned. This having a white background probably wasn't a great idea, but this is the store. Let me go to a different section of IGN website. Let's go to videos, let's see. Yeah, these are aligned quite well. As you can see, the margin starts here. The text always stops here. Nothing flows over too much. Decent alignment. Clarity. Is the website clear? Is it easy to read? Is it easy to see? Is it easy on the eyes? Now, I don't like all of this white, gray or white space over here. I think that they should have probably had an extra section over here. So having this video next to another one, that one next to another one, rather than just having this. But again, it's up to you. You're going to speak about the features of your website. Consistency and intuitiveness. That kind of links back to consistency. I can't remember now, but anyways, if the website is consistent, is it consistent on mobile? Does it have a generally the same look on desktop as it does on mobile? If I go back to my screenshots, actually, we can tell that this is more or less the same website, right? Because we have the eBay sign here, we have the eBay sign here, we have that blue banner there with the text or whatever that is. We have one here as well. We have a relatively big search bar where we can easily see here. We have a search bar here. This button actually says search, where this one just is the search icon. So that's what that generally means. Where's my list? Accuracy. Is the information on the website accurate? This is most likely going to be true for everyone, because if IGN put up the price of their item as £100, who am I to say, oh, that information is wrong? But in most cases, you can verify this. So let's say you chose Wikipedia and the Oxford Dictionary. You can verify easily the information on that website. Does it have content? Well, that's going to be a yes. Content media can be bundled together, I would say, because content, everything on a website is content, but only some things are media. Content would be the text, the images, the logos, everything. Whereas media would simply be the media files, so the JPEGs or the PNGs or the video files. That's what media is. So does the website have these? Is it being used in a sensible way? And is the website simple? I think this can probably be joined with usability, because if it's usable, it should be simple. If it's simple, it should be fairly usable, I guess. So those are the things that I would cover for principles of web design. Again, you don't have to cover every single one of them, but it would be a good idea to cover as many as possible for your website and say whether you think that thing is there or not there. If it is there, say whether it's being used in a good way or used in a bad way. As I said, I don't like the white spacing on IGN's website. There's a lot of empty space here which could be utilized in a much better way, in my opinion. So that's what you're going to speak about. This information is also in the IT book. Just go to Unit 6, the BTEC Level 3 IT book from Pearson's. Now, the next two sections, media objects and creativity and innovation, can probably be bundled on the principles of web design, because position, color, contrast, size, and appropriateness. In here, we have site layout that kind of links to one of those as well. We have white space that kind of links to that as well. We have obviously content that kind of links to that as well. So you might not need to redo this section, but just look at what's needed again for your website and see if you can use these in a slightly different way than what you had on the principles of web design. And creativity and innovation. Most websites are not unconventional. I can't think of a single website that's not conventional, where you have a main home. Let me go back to IGN. Let's say you have a main home page. You maybe have some news headlines, a big banner, some text. It's all pretty much the same. And again, they have white space again. Outside of the box thinking, golden ratio. Now, golden ratio is something you should speak about. Learn about what golden ratio is. Try to apply that to your website. And if it is there, definitely speak about it, saying they're using the golden ratio design principle to make the website more efficient or make it look better, or just to follow the golden ratio principle. Finally, we have SEO used. So what is SEO, first of all? Now, again, if you're not sure what some of these things are, go back and research. SEO, search engine optimization used. Most popular websites, most of the websites that you guys are going to choose are probably going to be popular. Hence, they would have some SEO use. So indexing, what does that mean? To index something is to make it easier to be searched for, right? You have tags, just like you have tags in a YouTube video. So let's say I search on YouTube Grand Theft Auto 5. All the videos with that title and with those tags come up. So it's kind of keywords as well. Importance of updates. Does the website update itself frequently with new information? So if I Google download Microsoft Office, will the Microsoft website have download Microsoft Office 2016? We're now in 2022. It shouldn't have the let's say 16 version, right? It should have a link to the most recent version, maybe pushing the older one back. Limiting crawling. Again, if you're not sure what these things are, you need to research. So, for example, what is crawling? Crawling is a technique used by, let's say, developers or programmers to go to websites. Not recently, back during COVID, I was actually creating a crawling, let's say, program using Python to go to web pages and get information from there and tell me when the PS5 was back in stock. Didn't work eventually because I just lost interest, but that's what web scraping or web crawling is, having programs go through your website to see if something is there. Now, it can be a good thing because you do have some SEO services which can actually help with this quite a bit. What I would do at this stage for the SEO stuff is simply Google website SEO analyzer or website SEO checker, whichever one you want to use. Find one of these free websites, and the website that you've chosen, let's just try this one, right? The website that I've chosen was, I believe, Amazon. So amazon.co.uk. You simply check up on Amazon and it will tell you, well, you do your website, obviously, and it will give you some SEO information on your website. Now, I will not be able to teach you every single thing that you need, but hopefully your teacher has gone over most of these things and you're just going to regurgitate essentially for P1, M1, and D1. So here is this SEO website going through and checking all of this. Now you can use a screenshot from this when speaking about your website's SEO. So let this finish. It shouldn't take too long. All right. 71 out of 100. That's not bad. But again, it's Amazon, right? So let's say I'm speaking about the SEO for Amazon. I can screenshot this. Obviously, I would reference this website as well. Let me close this. I would copy this link and put it in my reference list. I would go through this and screenshot anything I think would be of any use. So when speaking about SEO for Amazon, right? And you guys know this is how I do everything. So I'm going to have an Amazon one and I'm going to have an eBay one. There is no right way to do this. I just want to do it this way so that when someone says, let me look on, let's say, website choices. What two websites did this person choose? I can go there. I click on it. It takes me straight there. Let me look on media objects. Let me go there. And under media objects, I'm going to have Amazon and I'm going to have eBay, right? Heading 3, heading 3. Oh, creativity. Yeah, that's fine. And I'm going to speak about the media objects under here. Now, I can't, please feel free to add screenshots here. You don't need to screenshot the entire website again. What you might be able to do for media objects, for example, is on the IGN website, I might screenshot this section here showing images that these are rollover images. That's a media object, right? Rollover images. I might screenshot another section that has a video. Here we go. Perfect. Has a video. And this video is of a trailer doing whatever. So the media objects are being used in a sensible way, in a good way that promotes the use of the website, that make people more interested. Sorry. Let's go back. I believe that's every single thing you need to do for P1. It is excessive. I went way over the top for this, right? Just go back, pause the video, watch the sections you think you need to follow. You don't need to do everything here to get through P1, but I've done every single thing that the examiner could potentially be looking for you to get your P1. The next section I'm going to be looking at is M1. Just before I continue, there's one other thing I did want to mention again, and yes, I am being over the top for some of these things. For example, for target audience, right? It's always a good idea. Well, I think it's a good idea. Before you speak about something, you explain briefly, very, very briefly, what it is. The person who might pick up your technical document or report might not be an IT person, might not be a web developer, might not be someone who's well versed in what you're speaking about. You might have to give your IT report to an English teacher. You might have to give it to a PE teacher. They might not know the terminology being used. So target audience is a very simple one, I know. But let's say before you speak about the points in target audience, simply say what target audience is and reference it. So what does target audience mean? There we go. What does target audience mean? Find any one of these websites that are relatively reputable. It's never a good idea to use Wikipedia, so I'm just going to choose a random one now just because. What is a target audience, right? Let's choose this one. Now, I don't know what this website has said. You should read it. Make sure that whatever your website says makes sense, and you rewrite it, you rephrase it in a way that you think it makes sense to people even more. I'm going to go back here and target audience. What is it? Explain that first. I'm going to go down to my references page. All right, there are easier ways to do this, but because this is a relatively small document, I'll leave it simple for now. Target audience, right? And I'm going to do Control K, and I'm going to paste my link there. Done. I'm going to do it the other way as well. So I'm going to say title is target audience. Yeah, that's it actually. Then reference link, paste the link there. And for the next part, I'm going to have date access or date you looked on the information, right? 05 2022. That's it. Now, you don't need to do both. You only need to do one, but I'm doing both just because. The next one to look at, let me scroll all the way back up, is after target audience, website requirements. What does the word requirement mean? Requirements. It's something that must be done or needs to be done by the user or by the client, whatever the case is. Principles of web design. Each of these, you should speak about them. What does it mean for something to be usable? What does white space in web design mean? Each of these should be their own mini heading, right? So under usability, you're going to have what is it? You're not going to actually have what is it, but you're going to describe what usability means for a website. Under white space, let me go up. What is it? You're going to describe what white space is for website, and does this website use it effectively, right? That's what I wanted to go over with you guys. So if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and I'll be doing M1 as quickly as possible. P1 shouldn't take you more than, let's say, a couple days. I will try, if I have enough time anyway, to do my own version of it. But again, I've given all the speaking points here. If something is not relevant for your website or for your two websites, don't use it. You don't have to keep repeating yourselves. For example, I think I mentioned something along the lines of, where was it? Layouts and white spaces is already under principles of web design. So maybe you don't need to speak about it again under creativity and innovation. Simply move on to the next thing that you think is relevant for you. So again, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Thank you.